Hey guys, welcome to episode 16 of season 2 here at FC Köln. You know what time it is when we're wearing the suit. It's time for a cup final, our first here in Germany. We've Borussia Dortmund in the Deutsche Pokal final as the final game of this second season. We will be heading into the third season knowing that we've got European football, because regardless of what happens in this game, we will be playing in the Europa League next year, thanks to Dortmund having already qualified for the Champions League for next season, meaning the spot up for grabs for the Europa League by winning the Deutsche Pokal would go to the losing semi-final, just the other finalists. So if we win it, it goes to us anyway. If we lose it, then it still goes to us anyway. So that's great. European football assured for season number 3. I have no idea how this game is going to go. We haven't played well against Dortmund at all in this save, apart from the last time we played them, where we went 2-0 down, but then went 3-2 up before they scored a late third equaliser to level it up at 3-3. And since then, we'll have to play our best football is what I'll say for this question. Since then, we have beaten Bayern Munich. We know we can do it against the bigger sides now. It's a case of actually doing it again, though, doing it consistently. In regards to your next fixture against Borussia Dortmund, how do you manage morale, taking into consideration their team as well? High morale will come in handy, definitely, with the morale system in FIFA 20 career mode that boosts your players' stats. Morale is very important as it happens. Your team is basking in great form recently. Do you think you can continue to perform at this lightning pace in the upcoming matches? I'm sure of it. Absolutely sure that we will try our best to keep that form going. Our morale is high. We've had some good results. We weren't able to seal a 6th place league finish, unfortunately, but we won 3-0, we won 3-1, and unfortunately lost 2-1 to Wolfsburg towards the end of last season. We then obviously beat Bayern. We won against Wolfsburg in the Cup, drew with Schalke, beat Freiburg, beat Hanover, beat Mönchengladbach massively by 5-0, drew with Stuttgart, and then that was that 3-3 draw against Dortmund that we were talking about. Now, before we head into the game, and without cheating and heading to the end of the video, let me know in the comments section which way you think this cup final is going to go. Ooh. With morale relatively high, you can see here that people are getting pretty solid boosts. I'm going to say us on penalties. I don't think I'm confident enough to say that we'll win it in regulation time. I'm going to say FC Köln on penalties here against Borussia Dortmund. Let's play in the kit that we own and we wear for the majority of the episodes. Let's play in that one. We'll be wearing it, of course, at the beginning of the next season. Jorge Mer is 83 rated now and growing really nicely. Katabak is up to 75 rated now as well. That's the side that I'm going to be starting with. We'll head in and see their team. We're not missing anyone. Everybody's fully fit. I've had to call up Willems, by the way. 17-year-old youngster. 1-star weak foot, unfortunately, but his stats are growing really well, specifically physically. He's now 81 acceleration, 83 sprint speed at 17 years of age and got good agility and balance for his age as well. Technically, he'll continue to improve, and again, as we did last year, we will revisit the training modules and redo them so that we concentrate on the players that need the training the most. But heading into the cup final here in the Deutsche Pokal at the Olympiastadion, that is my starting lineup. Let's go and see what Dortmund are putting out. This is their starting lineup. Roman Bürki in goal. Benzema leading the line. A number of players on yellow cards, but obviously that doesn't matter now because this is the final game of the season in this competition. Hazard, Brandt and Sancho, Witsel, Delaney, Schultz, Akanji, Hummels, Wolf and Bürki with Benzema up top, as we mentioned. This is pretty similar, if not the same starting line that played against us in the league in that 3-3 draw. If we can start better and still be as good in front of goal, then maybe we do stand a chance in regulation time. But it's, for me, unpredictable as to what's going to happen in this game. It's just a case of playing, trying our best and seeing what happens. To Verstrata. You can see the pressure they're putting on me at the beginning of this game. They mean business, Dortmund, but are they being slightly too over-aggressive and causing themselves some problems? Trezeguet's in behind, but he's offside. What a start that could well have been. Oh, man, if I'd have just played that pass a little bit earlier, we'd have been straight through. And Trezeguet's been in superb form this season on that left-hand side. And I'm sure we would have gone 1-0 up there. I'll try and use him again here. Can we get past Wolf? We cannot. Arias does well. Here's Delaney out to Jadon Sancho. Scored a great goal for Dortmund midweek in the Champions League against Barcelona. Unfortunately for him and his team, it didn't mean much in the grand scheme of things. They still lost by 3-1. But real quality from Jadon Sancho in the Champions League IRL. And hopefully we can avoid him putting in a similar level of performance here. In this one, he was on the bench actually against Barcelona, and he's starting this one. Akanji's fast and strong, but Luca Bacchio, will look for a teammate, and Verstrata doesn't give us a 1-0 lead. Akanji's just got back at me there. I wasn't confident on Luca Bacchio's right foot. Didn't really have the space to shoot or the angle to shoot on his left once we got onto it, so I had to look for support. Unfortunately, Dortmund deal with it defensively. That is perhaps the best opportunity we're going to have in this first half. We haven't been able to take it. We shall continue to try. We can but try. Thomas Delaney into Jadon Sancho. Good tackle. Trezeguet through the gap there. Katterbach pushing forward from left back. Luca Bacchio's here. Look for support against a lovely ball around the corner to Florian Kainz. We'll go here to Verstrata. And through there, looking for the run of Mitchell Weiser, but I should have known. Nico Schultz is pretty damned fast. Drop of the shoulder. Are they going to have their first shot on goal here? No. Delaney tackles by the defender. We've stood firm so far, and we've given as good as we've gotten so far as well on the counter-attack. Verstrata out there to Mitchell Weiser, who darts inside. I've got Florian Kainz there, but Verstrata was a man that was looked to be found. Unfortunately, misplaced pass. Now we're on the back foot again. Benzema into to Delaney. Here's Julian Brandt. Now this does cause trouble. Thankfully, Katterbach steps in. Been a real competitive first half this. Cielo forward to Florian Kainz. Now we can go over the top here. Looking for Trezeguet. He's in behind Marius Wolf on this occasion. And Trezeguet isn't as good on his left as he is on his right. It's a lovely ball to Mitchell Weiss though. And the turn! Oh! And Burki with a save. That turn from Weiss on the edge of the box was superb. And I was certain that I was going to score there. Keeper though, other ideas. I'm not sure how highly rated he is now, Burki, but he starts at 85 and I'm pretty sure he will have grown by this point in the save. Could we keep that in? Are you offside, Cielo? No, we're able to continue. Akanji with the header away. We'll try and keep pressure on if we can. I'll lift this over, flick it on. Oh, and Delaney does really well. Both sides as good as each other so far. Oh, see the run of Jadon Sancho, but thankfully Witsel couldn't get it to him. It wasn't Sancho actually, it was Torgan Hazard on that far side. Brandt back here to Axel Witsel. And in a really tight, hard-fought game, we're still awaiting the first goal. Not sure. Pretty sure it goes to extra time. And then penalties rather than straight to pens. We have had extra time previously in this tournament, I'm pretty sure. Weiser, though, not going to get away from Schultz, but turns really well. Verstrata had a shot blocked earlier on and has a second blocked and then gets nutmegged by a potential clearance as well. We are looking decent in this first half, but we are going to have to keep it going for the full 90 minutes if we're to get anything out of it. I did say in my prediction, I don't think I'll do it inside 90 mins. We might be able to do it in extra time. We might have to wait till penalties. We might end up just losing. But as we approach half time and are very nearly there, we're holding on and our clean sheet's intact so far. And to be fair, we've looked the more likely to score. Wait. Yep. Going to be 0-0 at the break. And I'm quite happy with that, to be fair. Ref, thank you. Yeah. 0-0 at half time. Jadon Sancho to Benzema. Sancho back across to Axel Witsel. Here's Jadon Sancho again. Benzema, Brandt. I'll try and get a foot in if I can. He showed good shielding there to protect the ball. Dortmund in real life this season haven't been that impressive. They're down in 6th, I think, in the Bundesliga table. And got away with a point against Paderborn after being 3-0 down in that game, I'm pretty sure. They were at least 2-0 down. I'm pretty sure it ended 3-3 after they went 3-0 down. So they are not playing very well. And hopefully that form is going to translate itself into FIFA. But they've been solid enough defensively. They just keep getting a foot in where they need to. We're almost at the hour mark now. I'm not really sure if a change for me, personnel-wise, is going to make a difference. I won't react until they do. Because I'm quite happy with the way things are going so far. But if they bring on someone that's drastically going to be able to affect the game, then Here we go. Who is it? It's Torgan Hazard going off. Is that Rafael Guerreiro coming on? That's not that threatening a change, actually. I'm quite happy to stick with what we've got. If Guerreiro does start to have a major impact on how things are being played out, then I'll contemplate maybe bringing Schindler on this right-hand side and having some fresh legs. But for now, I'm quite happy with the 11 that we've got on the field. They've been playing really well and causing them all sorts of problems. Florian Kainz made a good run here, but I can't get it around the corner to him. Luka Bacchio will pick up the loose ball, though. Here is Mitchell Weiser in that wide right role. Kainz, come on, let's drive forward for Strata. He's had a couple of shots blocked. I just need that one pass to split them open. And it isn't forthcoming. 25 minutes to go. They're on the counter. We do have to bear in mind that we might have to go an extra 30. So I don't want to make changes too soon. Otherwise, we'll, over the course of the 120 minutes, lose the effect of the fresh legs. And it'll be just still 11 tired players on the field. Guerrero back to Brandt there. He's trying his hardest, and he does really well to get the ball back off them. I might make a change in like the 75th, 80th minute. Maybe I'll pause it now, and then the next time the ball goes out, we'll be able to make those changes. I'm going to bring Schindler on, and that'll be just the one change I make for now, I think. I'm not going to take Florian Kainz off. I'm not going to take Trezeguet or Luka Bacchio off, and the midfield too are playing really well, so they don't really deserve to come off the field of play. They deserve to stay on and try and win the game for us. That's a good ball, though, and Florian Kainz, that's a dead header. Absolutely dead header. 15 minutes to go in the regulation 90, and still no goal yet. Inside there to Julian Brandt. Nice tackle by Cozziello. Counter-attack opportunity, and a real one as well. We had numbers momentarily. Perhaps I should have gone to Trezeguet there. We'll look for Florian Kainz in the middle. Trezeguet's there still. Here's Cozziello. Oh, it's a great ball through the gap. But well read by Wolf at right back. Benzema around the corner here to Rafael Guerreiro. And we might be in trouble now going the other way. Still waiting for my change to be made. Might not even be till full time that he comes on here. Kingsley Schindler. Florian Kainz doing well. And Mitchell Weiser is looking to make that run in behind Nico Schultz. And there's space here for Cozziello. Can we? It's a good move by Kainz as well. Can we win it right at the very death? Trezeguet cuts inside, pulls it back. Cozziello, no, just outnumbered back there. As well won by Jorge Mera, just to ensure we kept possession by knocking it sideways to a teammate. Trezeguet's there centrally. Cozziello. It's Kainz. Not Cozziello. It's Kainz. Oh, we might well have done it in the 90th minute. Florian Kainz has been a revelation at central attacking midfielder rather than out wide. Are we going to win our first trophy as FC Köln manager? I think we might just. It had to be he or Luka Bacchio to score the goal, and in actual fact, they were both involved. Luka Bacchio to Florian Kainz, easily our two best, most effective goal-scoring players this year. Trezeguet's been great, but he hasn't quite been on the level of Florian Kainz and Dodi Luka Bacchio. And we have ourselves a 1-0 lead in the last minute in the cup. Unbelievable. Schindler now comes on after we made the change well over 10 minutes ago. I can't believe it. Florian Kainz, we did the same to Bayern. Scoring later on to win by 1-0. And we're going to do it here in the cup. We've done it in the cup. Oh, yes. This has to kickstart our push towards the upper reaches of the Bundesliga season next year. Winning our first trophy, beating Bayern in the second to last episode of the season, and then winning the cup against Dortmund. We haven't had an easy run to get to the final. We had to beat Wolfsburg, who are a Champions League qualifying side this season. And we beat Dortmund in the final late on by 1-0, and crucially looked good value for that win as well. It's not like we stole it. We were the better team, created more chances even though they had more of the ball, and I'm thrilled that we're going to lift that giant trophy and head into next season as cup winners. Into the Europa League group stage we'll go. We weren't able to perform what we wanted to in that competition this year, but fingers crossed next season with improvements to the team we will be able to do that. Lifting the trophy Jorge Mera, captain fantastic at the back, keeping us a clean sheet. One of the biggest growers overall wise throughout the course of this season. We will head now and have a season roundup at the end of the season as a whole. I'll advance a month and we'll have a look at all the competitions we were involved in, the bigger competitions around Europe, have a look at how we did against the board expectations, and of course have a closer look at our squad in general and have a think about the January or the summer transfer window. We won't find out exactly how much money we've got to spend until tomorrow's episode 1 of season 3, because we've got a number of players that are still with us that are moving on. But what a way to end this second season. Thrilled to win the Deutsche Pokal. Drop the video a like if you haven't already. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on season number 3. Let's go and have a roundup of season number 2 and get excited about starting that new one tomorrow. Post-match press conference though, first, before we have a look at anything else, and the questions are going to be coming in here. What an amazing run. Any final thoughts? Yeah, as we mentioned, next season is going to be very, very important. It's time to celebrate, and as we're going to do now, think about next season. We're not sure how much money we're going to have to spend, as we say. Verstraete, Holt Runner performance, they love talking about Verstraete in press conferences. He certainly deserves all the praise. Been rock solid for us this year. We'll have a closer look in the squad roundup to see exactly how well he's done. It was a tight match until the end. Your team managed to score the win in the last minutes of the match. Luck was on your side. Luck had nothing to do with it. We fought hard for that game and for that win. It just so happened that the goal came late, but the goal could have come in any minute and we would still have deserved it. You're welcome. Thank you for the questions. Right, I'm going to go in advance now until the very end of the season. £4.5 million added for next season. Till the very end of the season, so that Champions League final, etc., has been played, and then we can have a final roundup before looking into season 3. Right, here we are then, final week of the season. Karim Benzema won May's Player of the Month award, but not worried about that right now. We're concentrating on ourselves, and we finished 7th in the league. Dortmund were undefeated all season. 28 games, 1 of the 34, 6 drawn and 100 goals scored, winning the league by 6 points in the end from Bayern. We, of course, were one of their 2 defeats. Big margin back to Wolfsburg and then Leverkusen, then 4 points to Mönchengladbach and Leipzig. Ourselves 7th, really pleased with that. We're a lot closer than we were last year to the Champions League spots. Freiburg in the relegation playoff match. I'm not sure how that went yet. Stuttgart and Dusseldorf definitely relegated. In the Pokal, obviously, we won in today's game. In the relegation match, it was Nuremberg that won by a goal to 0. They will get promoted from the Zweite Bundesliga and Freiburg will go down. 3 to come up from the second division. Atletico Madrid won the UEFA Super Cup by 2 goals to 0. Of course, Barcelona won the Europa League last year. And they lost the Champions League final this year on penalties to Paris Saint-Germain after a 3-3 draw. What a game that must have been. In the Europa League this year, Manchester United win that competition. Congratulations to them with a 2-1 win over Lazio. Have a quick look actually at player stats for the Bundesliga. Benzema with 30 goals in 34 games is the league's top goal scorer. That's pretty remarkable. Luka Bacchio got 18 for us. Florian Kainz 14 as well. We mentioned that they were the 2 best goal scoring talents we had in the team. Unfortunately, Trezeguet hasn't made it onto the list for us, but he certainly must be up there. Assist-wise, our highest player is Luka Bacchio on 10 and Kainz on 9. They were offering each other a lot of assists, I would imagine. Cozziello with 9 as well there on the list. Any other Köln players? Yes, Trezeguet makes this one with 6 assists in 23rd place. Clean sheet-wise, Timo Horn kept 11 in 34 games. It's not the worst. It's not the best. Certainly could do better for next season. With regards to the other big divisions around Europe and potential teams that we might be playing against in the Europa League next year. Manchester City won the Premier League. Spurs came 2nd, Liverpool 3rd, Chelsea 4th. We might play Leicester or West Ham in the Europa League next year. Arsenal only 7th, Manchester United only 8th in the Premier League. Relegated, Fulham, Nottingham Forest and Burnley. Just to check for the Championship. Whoa! 43 of 46 games won by Brighton. 131 points. Wow. Sheffield United also promoted. Derby, West Brom, Swansea and Middlesbrough fight it out for promotion. Relegated are MK Dons, Charlton and Ipswich back down to League One for them after getting promoted last year, unfortunately. We're going to, Peterborough get promoted from League One with Luton, Lincoln City, Rotherham and Barnsley in the playoffs. Relegated are Oldham, Gillingham, Bristol Rovers and Rochdale. And then in League 2, promoted Mansfield, Plymouth and Forest Green. Congratulations to them. Scunthorpe, Walsall, Exeter and Tranmere in the playoffs. And out my own personal interest, Cambridge United would have been relegated. 23rd in League 2. In all of my time on career mode here on YouTube, that's the first time that Cambridge would ever have been relegated if the conference were on the game. That's a shame. That's really disheartening. I think I might go out on a limb here and say there will be a Cambridge United Road to Glory series later this season. Not in the foreseeable future, but there will be a FIFA 20 Cambridge United RTG, maybe in 3 saves time. I know what I'm going to do next. Then I want to, which is back in England. Then I want to go abroad again, potentially Spain. Then I think I might come back and do a Cambridge United RTG, but I'll discuss that at further length later on down the line. Paris Saint-Germain won every single game. This issue has been raised with EA. I've also mentioned it to FIFA as well with regards to the realism mod. So they are aware of the fact that big teams are just destroying everything now. They've gone from one extreme to the other and they know that. It's a case of waiting for a potential fix to come through. Lyon finishing second, Monaco third, and Lille in fourth. Marseille only 7th in France. In the Spy Bundesliga, it's Augsburg to come back up and Union Berlin as well, with Nuremberg also getting promoted via that relegation playoff. In Serie A, 105 points for Juve, 94 for Inter, 2 points ahead of Napoli, who are a further 5 ahead of AC Milan. Nice to see both Milan sides in the top 4 in Italy. Again, Lazio and Roma there in 5th and 6th respectively. And then in Spain, I expect this to be pretty close actually. And it was 2 points. Real Madrid win the league by 2, with Barcelona 2nd and Atleti 3rd. Valencia a long way down in 4th, and Villarreal even further down in 5th. Betis 6th and Athletic Club 7th, with Sevilla only 8th. So really poor season for Sevilla. Very poor indeed. Right, how did we do with regards to the board? That's the question. With regards to youth development, we haven't done that yet, but we do have another season to do that. So I can do that next year, because we can play one of the, although to be fair, none of the players that have come up are going to play 50% of the games. We're not really at the sort of club where that's going to happen. That might be something for the Cambridge United RTG. We got 90% of the way to selling all of the shirt sales, so we weren't quite able to do that. Financially, we did keep salary growth under 10%, and we did finish with excess budgets with regards to what the board wanted, so that's good. We did, of course, do the board expectation for the Pokal as well. Unfortunately, we didn't quite get the Europa League spot, although we are in Europa League next year. And yeah, they want me to reach the semi-final of the Europa League in my first ever season in Europe. Wasn't going to happen. We got grouped, finished 3rd, but it was very close and very difficult. So the thoughts about next year. That's what we're going to look at now, of course, while seeing who's grown this season. Timo Horn up 2 to 84, continuing to be my highest rated player, although only just now ahead of Valdemar Anton and Jorge Mera. Brady Scott is my, well, he's going to be my third string actually, goalkeeper next season. Bartel's contract is expiring. I'm quite happy for him to go, because 6'6" Patrick van der Linden is now caught up with him rating-wise, actually ahead of him rating-wise, and will continue to be trained and further improve. I'm happy with my goalkeeper situation, don't want to change there. Catterback, brilliant when he first came into the starting lineup, and continuing to improve, and those physicals have drastically improved as well, which is superb. Technically getting a lot better as well, up 5 to 75. Jonas Hector will keep at the club, obviously. There was some calls in the comment section for Jonas Hector and for Lucas Podolski to play in the Pokal final today, but I elected not to play them to give us the best possible chance of winning the game. I apologise for that, but I felt it was a winnable game, so I went for it with my best team. Jorge Mera up 3 to 83 this year. Dynamic potential really coming into effect for a number of these players now, and hopefully next season will as well. Valdemar Anton up 4 to 82. Really pleased with him this season again. Bornau up 2 with training. Hoping that he can play a part next season now that he's starting to kick on. Sørensen, I'm going to look to sell. I'm going to add him to the transfer list. We will be looking for a centre-back next season. See, is he joining anyone? Did I sell him? No, he's just transfer listed as I just did that there. He's away at right back. Really solid. Really solid. Very pleased with him indeed. Up 2. Mitchell Weiser obviously is being used as a right mid. He's up 1. Hopefully with dynamic potential we can see further improvements for him as he came in and did really well when he joined us. Benno Schmitz, probably going to sell him to be fair. Serpa Kachera up 5 with training. His physicals already look really good. It's just getting those technicals up, which we will continue to do next season. And he'll become a very, very solid rotation right back for us. Lewis Schwartz, I might send him out on loan to be fair. He's not really doing it with regards to growth. Backman is up 4 as well. I'm going to continue to train him and keep him at the club. Skiri, I'm open to selling. We've been very happy with Verstrata and Cozziello, and Özcan has more of an effect on the first team than Skiri, so I'm going to add him to the transfer list. We'll look to sell him next year. Verstrata and Cozziello, as I say, are going to be the 2 holding midfielders to start, but we might look to sign a brand new starting central midfielder next season. Depends on how much money we've got. We'll find out tomorrow. Florian Kainz up 1 to 76. Certainly hoping that dynamic potential can see him improve yet further next season. Been playing at Cam, scoring a load of goals, 18 in all competitions and 13 assists. Brilliant season for him. Chernynov up 3 to 67. Going to continue to look to loan him out. I don't think he's going to have much of an effect for me, to be fair. Cozziello's up 2 to 80, and hoping that next season he'll kick on even further as well. Özcan up 2. Again, another player that's very effective for us, and he actually, even at 5 ratings lower than Skiri, has more of an impact on the first team, so very pleased with him. Hauptmann I haven't played, and nor have I trained, and he's gone up by 2 to 72, so he's just a good backup. I might sell Louis Schaub though. I might sell Louis Schaub. He's valued at 21 million. He's up by 2, but he just doesn't have the effect on the starting lineup that we'd hope that he does, or hope that he would. Sadly, which is a real shame. But fingers crossed we can get some good money for him. Timo Haas, I'm going to continue to try and send him out on loan. 1-star skill moves completely kills him off, unfortunately. Although he's very quick now, 94 acceleration, 87 sprint speed. Speaking of getting quicker, Arthur Willems has actually gotten even quicker than even he was at the beginning of this episode. 84 acceleration, 85 sprint speed now, and that's not through training. That's generally just his overall growth. He's up 1 overall, and he's really looking like he's going to be quite the player. Kingsley Schindler was replaced on the right-hand side of my midfield this season, which was a shame. He's been a good performer, but obviously Mitchell Weiser was better, and he's still going to play a role moving forward. Clemens, he's leaving us. Good riddance. Trezeguet, 12 goals, 18 assists in all competitions this season. Really pleased with him. Great player for us. Absolutely superb player for us. Unfortunately, no growth at all. Fingers crossed, next season, dynamic potential will kick in and he will grow. Podolski's down 3. Unfortunately, we will continue to keep him at the club, though, until he retires. John Cordoba leaving us, going to Fenerbahce for about £14 million. Actually, it might be £17 million. Pleased to see him out the door. Luca Bacchio, 26 goals in all competitions this year, 13 assists, stunning striker. His potential will boom next season, I'd like to think, and he'll be a brilliant player for us moving forward and leading the line continually so as my main striker. I think next season is particularly exciting, and certainly the most exciting we've had so far here at Köln with regards to potential to do well. We're looking to break into the top 4 next year. I want Champions League football for Season 3. And I'd like to do well in Europe as well. But how well we do depends on what we can do in the transfer window. And we will find out what money we have to spend in tomorrow's episode. Do drop the video a like today if you enjoyed. Make sure you subscribe with the notification bell turned on so you don't miss out on tomorrow's episode. This one came out at midday today, of course. Tomorrow's will come out at midday as well. So I will see you lunchtime tomorrow. Ta-ra.